Shalom. I'm outside. Not just finished. A couple hours ago, I finished my last final for this semester. So I'm feeling pretty good. I got summer school coming up, but that's not for another month. So I had a bit of time to actually crank out some work and stuff in the garden. But first, for this video, this is one of the classes I had to take. Physical anthropology, aka evolution crap. So, I mean, most of us, hopefully in the know, already understand evolution and all that other crap, but I'm not going to go into that. The thing I wanted to go into is what this video what this book starts discussing as far as race in one of these chapters. And so, of course, it has the see if I can zoom in on it. Blumenbach and his theory. Yeah, here are his skulls that he did. So for those of you who do or don't know, Blumenbach was a German scientist, anatomist or whatever, that created these races after studying hundreds of skulls from different regions, basically saying that the skull size of these people didn't change no matter who the person was, which already seems ridiculous, and that it was divided into 5 groups: Mongoloid, African, American Indian, Asian, Caucasoid. Excuse me, that's not Asian, Malays, and Caucasoid. It says that these were static and they never changed. He called them races, and that was in 1775. All right. Well, then they debunked this. Franz Boas, founder of American anthropology, studied 18,000 immigrant families and calculated the same head size that Blumenbach had, and came up with a difference in the head size in between those families from various groups, showing mathematically that race is invalid. I mean, the race concept is invalid. That Blumenbach's work was essentially a fraud, and he just really made it up. And then not only him, R.C. Lewontin is an American geneticist, in 1970 also disproved it when he studied multiple genetic variations, as far as you can see right here, focusing on blood groups, serum protein, and red blood cell enzyme variants. He found that the so-called races accounted for only 5 to 10% of the genetic diversity in between groups of humans. So basically, even if race was a real thing, it should account for more genetic diversity in between those racial groups. But this guy found that it didn't. So these two men tore into shreds Blumenbach's things. And mind you, the first guy, he did it in the 1900s. And then also in the 1900s, but his was at Boas was at the, which is funny actually, Boas was at the start of the 1900s, and Lewontin was at in the early 1970s. So compared to 70-75 when it came out, quite a bit of time had gone past. So that's how that was solidified in people's mind. But I mean, this isn't a textbook. That's not even, I think this is the up-to-date version of it. I think this edition came out a couple years ago in 2015. So, and this is up to date. People know that scientifically race is not a thing, and yet it's still going on. So that's one thing. The other thing in this book, if you studied early science at all, just in cursorily, whatever, you'll know that, and scientists proclaim this, life began in Africa. We can see that from the Bible, just based on the geographic location. We can see it in the apparent fossil record that they say exists. But just it's a very, very subtle thing that they're doing on this page. So they're talking about early humans, and this is Africa. See the time date. This is Asia, time date, and then this is Europe, time date, and those are thousands of years. But my point is this: look at the difference in the paragraph size in between Africa, Asia, and Europe. Now, I could be nitpicking, but to me, you should find more skulls and skeletons and crap in Africa than you should in Asia and Europe. But it's actually saying the reverse. So that's a little suspicious to me. It could be, I know they're in Texas, they're wiping out textbooks and stuff or wiping out slavery from Texas and saying that it was just immigration, millions of people, when we know that wasn't the case. So I thought that it might be something similar with them trying to diminish the effects of Africa, of the land of Ham, simply because the Gentiles are ruling, the whites are ruling. So and that's nothing to get bent out of shape out of, as far as whites and blacks and what they classify as race. I'm just using those terms because everybody knows those terms. But just look at that. This says this has only one location that they found it in Africa. This has 3. This has at least 5 that they found fossils and stuff in. So it's putting precedence on the ones that you get the more sources from, because you know that if you can verify an account multiple times, then that's more accurate. So that's something else. But the other thing with this book is this book said that I forgot what page it is, so I couldn't find it. But this book said that, what did it say? How did it put it? It said that per evolution, humans and any other organism will only adapt those characteristics and those behaviors that are most beneficial to its reproduction and its continuation as a species. So if that's the case with evolution, my question is, why the hell do we see more faggots and lesbians around? Because if we're just going strictly on science and just saying that science is everything like they love to do, why are there more faggots and lesbians now? If apparently man is increasing in his evolutionary capabilities, why do we see more homosexuality and lesbianism? Excuse me. When we know that you can't reproduce like that. If anything, that's a detriment. Let me know if you can't hear me, but if anything, that's a detriment to society. It's a detriment to human population. So, per evolution, shouldn't we be doing something about that so that we can continue as a species instead of letting it flourish? This wicked lifestyle that is doing on the basis of evolution and science doesn't allow us to continue as a species, let alone in morality. So, yeah, that's my question. If you have an answer, let me know. But don't give me no bullshit answer. When you're worshiping science or you're worshiping faggots, give me a real answer, okay? If you got one. If you don't, if you want to troll me, fine. But that's a serious question. If evolution is true, then we should see less homosexuals, because that is not beneficial to the reproductive health and the continuation of our species as humans. We should not be seeing that. Now, the book also said that we're spiraling kind of out of control as far as the climate change and all that kind of stuff. So you can see the agenda that they're pushing. But the funny thing was, it says, well, humans are very adaptive creatures, so we should be able to, figure out a way to save it. So, because some species do die out. So even if somebody wants to say, well, homosexuality is increasing because there are several species over time that die out. And, scientists will say like Neanderthals and all the other crap. All right, well, fine. But then why would you also say that humans are highly adaptive to various environments? You see us living all over the globe. So if that's the case, because of our ability to adapt so quickly, shouldn't we see some kind of rapid response? I know that they said that evolution happened over billions of years, but shouldn't we see some kind of rapid response as far as essentially a evolutionary cure for homosexuality and lesbianism? Because those things are detrimental to any society of any organism. Other than like asexual bacteria and different, amphibians and stuff like that, if you don't have a male and a female, you can't do anything. So, yeah, I just pondered on that question. But, shalom. About to hit the word up, study a little bit, go to work, and I'm having a good day. I just finished my last class for this semester, and I don't start summer school for another month, so I'm feeling pretty daggone good. Glory to the King. Shalom, shalom.